Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's 2024. This is a new year. I hope you had a great time with your family on New Year's Eve and New Year Day. I just spent the whole day resting. I slept early, and then next day I just chilled with my family. So guys, today I'm gonna be embroidering some scrub hats or scrub caps. They are used on the health industry by doctors, nurses, dentists, and so forth. And I have an order for 5 of them, so I wanted to share this with you. And I'm gonna be using my multi-needle machine, the Ricoma multi-needle machine. So guys, let's get started. So I'm gonna be using the sticky stabilizer, which is a tearaway. Also, I'm gonna be using the 8-in-1 frames or fast frames, the scrub hats. I'm going to be using 2 styles, one for male and one for female. The female hat's a little bit bigger. This is the male hat, and I already embroidered this one, and it came out amazing. And so that's why you see that the frame has already a couple of holes in it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use it again. This is the knob that you use to separate the actual hoop from the frame. And then the sticky stabilizer, you place it from the back and make sure that it's here on the front. These are the 2 little holes that I'm going to be fit onto those 2 nipples in there. And make sure that you have your hoop facing the correct way, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to cut a little piece of sticky stabilizer, and I'm going to be patching that hole, and that way I don't have to redo the whole thing. I'm going to cut a small piece. I started doing that recently. I saw other people doing it, and it makes sense. That way you don't have to waste all the paper. The sticky stabilizer, you're only going to embroider a small design. So what you're going to do, for those who have never used this before, you're going to separate the 2 pieces. The actual backing from the sticky side of it, which is this one is sticky. And what you're going to do is that you're going to place it from the back of the hoop of the frame. And you're going to just place it on the back, covering the hole, okay? And then you're going to turn it around and make sure that you stick those ending parts into the front of the frame, and it looks nice and new and sticky. And then you're going to go ahead and place it back into the main frame. That main frame is just like a hoop. If you notice the size of it, it fits in the machine just like a regular hoop. All right? If you notice, the end of the frames are exactly like a regular machine hoop. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this hat or scrub hat. I placed a straight pin in there so that I can make sure that the design is centered in the middle and center what I wanted. And then what I'm going to do is place it on the frame or hoop. And I am placing it facing me, or the back of the machine, because of course it's a hat and there's no other way of doing it. So what I'm going to do next is make sure that it's exactly in the center of the frame or the hoop. And I'm using my Embrilliance printout that gives me a point of center of the design. And that's what I need to match with the frame. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am making sure that I have enough space on the top for the embroidery. With this frame, you cannot see the frame itself. So you have to just, feel it with your hands and make sure that you have enough space for the embroidery. And if you notice on the right side of the hat, there's a button also. So I want to make sure that when I center this to the frame center, that I'm going to have enough space for the needle to embroider without hitting the button. So on the bottom, I want it to be at the same distance for every scrub hat. So making sure that there's enough space on the bottom and that everything on the top is stuck to the sticky stabilizer. That's what I'm doing. I'm filling on the top. I have enough space for the machine to go around. And I'm going to be using these clips. These clips came with the embroidery machine, and the purpose is to use when you're embroidering regular cap or hats. And I am using it for two purposes. The first one is to ensure that the scrub hat is not going to move and it's not going to be losing registration, even though it's sticky stabilizer. Sometimes it happens. The other purpose is for me to be able to see the frame, because when I use those clips in here, they are the same width of the frame. So I know that at the end of those clips, that is where I need to make sure that the machine is not going to be hitting. So it's a way of me knowing that that is the area where the actual border of the frame is. So it has two different purposes for me. If you don't have those kind of clips, you can use wonder clips. Those are the clips that people use for sewing and quilting. It does the same thing. The idea is for you to make sure that the fabric is not going to move and that you can actually see where the frame starts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the design at the border of the scrub cap, and that way I make sure that the design is straight. This one is a little bit crooked, so I am going to move it to make it look straight. And I'm going to be using the same measurement for every one of the scrub caps, and that way, they're all going to look about the same. I'm just adjusting the height, okay? I mean, this part, I guess, is optional for some people, but when I do this kind of work, I like it to all look the same, same. And so that gives me an idea. I'm going to do the same thing starting from the border of the actual cap to the frame. And that way I have make sure that the hat is straight also. And it's looking good. This scrub hat is ready to be embroidered. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it to the embroidery machine, okay? So I am here at the embroidery machine and I have everything set up. The design is facing the correct way. And I'm going to be using only one color. So it's all going to be in needle number 1, which is already in there. So I'm going to escape that and I'm going to trace it this time. So one point that I forgot to remember, I had to turn the design around, because if you notice the hat is facing towards the back of the machine, so I inverted the design. So I am placing the frame in with the knob facing towards the back, and it's going to go in like a regular hoop. Making sure that the back of the scrub hat is away from the middle so that you don't embroider on top of it, all right? Also, make sure that you have enough bobbin thread, because if you notice, the hat is covering the area where you have your bobbin. I'm just making sure that the paper doesn't move from the area where I already measured, because I don't feel like measuring all over again. So I'm going to go ahead and move the camera around, okay? Now I'm going to start with the tracing. I'm just moving the hat so that I can find the middle of the design. That's why it's so important to use this embrilliance cutout, because it makes it so easy just to find the center of the design, and it makes it easier for you to have a perfect placement. So now I found the center. I want to make sure that I have the right spot before I start tracing. I am okay here, so now I'm going to go ahead and start tracing. For those who are new, tracing is you move the needle around, make sure that you're not going to hit the corner of the frame. This is very important for this one because, like I said, with this frame you cannot see the actual border of the frame. So I'm doing the slope framing right now, or the slow tracing, to make sure that I'm not going to hit that button on the left, and to make sure that the needle is not going to hit the frame. Everything is looking okay. I'm not even near to the frame, so we are good. So I am doing another fast tracing just to make sure, people, you trace until you're sure, okay? So everything is looking good. There's a little bit wrinkle on the top, but I'm not embroidering on that area. The area that I'm going to embroider, it looks nice and flat. So let's start embroidering, people. So I'm gonna go ahead and play some nice background music and play this part of the video and fast forward. So I'll see you at the end when this one is ready, okay? Guys, if you are looking for an embroidery machine and multi-needle, consider researching Ricoma embroidery machines. I have my machine now for a little bit over 2 years, and I love this machine. Customer service is amazing. Yeah, I even named the machine Bobby from Bobbin. So I have an affiliate referral link down below the description box. You can use that referral link to speak with one of the representatives, and that person will explain to you all the different models of machine they have available. And this information that they're going to give you is at no cost to you. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn more about the Ricoma embroidery machines and also of all the other equipment that they sell. So guys, go ahead and take advantage of this and go check them out. Guys, this one is done. So I'm going to take it off the machine. And yeah, it's looking nice. I'm going to go ahead and go to the table. I'm going to start taking this off the frame, all right? See you around. So let's take this baby off the frame. And when you're taking this off, make sure that when you're ripping it off from the sticky stabilizer, just take your time, do it carefully. You don't want to pull the threads from back of the hat because it's sticky. So just take your time, okay? And with this sticky stabilizer, you're gonna follow the same way that you do with other stabilizer, but it's gonna get stuck to the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead now and get this frame ready and prepared for the next embroidery. So when I'm done with all the other scrub hats, I'll see you around, all right? See you in a little bit, people. So I started with the other hats, and this is the second one. So I'm gonna be seeing you at the end when I'm done with all of them, all right? And guys, this is the last one. And these are the finished scrub hats or scrub caps. And they come out amazing. They're already cleaned up, all ready to roll. I pack them individually on these cellophane bags, making sure that it's nice and, flat. And I want to pay attention to the front of the embroidery so that they can see the way they came out. Making sure that it's nice and straight. After I place them on the cellophane bag, I'm gonna use a bag that says thank you for your purchase. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not going to close it completely because I am going to be placing my presentation card of my business on each one of them. This is the bag that I'm gonna place all 5 of them right here. The invoice is inside already, and I also gonna be placing a card that say thank you for your business, and also some care cards that I purchased from Amazon. I place those on all of my garments that I embroider for customers, and I also use a little butterfly on each individual cellophane bags. It's a nice touch. It's a 3D butterfly sticker, and it is reusable. And I use those items on all my packaging, and I think customers appreciate that. I know that I like receiving packages with stuff in it, because it shows that the person cares about the customer. So this is everything for now. Thank you for spending this out with me. If you have any questions about the whole process, just let me know down on the description box. I will be glad to answer all your questions. And guys, if you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, you know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead, consider subscribing to my channel, The Crafty Puerto Rican, and don't forget to click your notification bell. That way you will be notified of all my future videos. Don't forget to click the like button or the thumb up on your way out and share my channel with others because that really helps my channel grow. Guys, until next time, bye bye. Hasta luego.